Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So, let's begin our session with a wonderful quote. In darkness, find courage. Your story is worth rewriting. Each sunrise brings hope. Every heartbeat a reminder. You are worth saving. So, for starting a new chapter of learning, I, Pratiksha, being your host for today's event, want to extend a very warm welcome to all of you present here. I hope you all are doing amazing. As we know that in the tumultuous journey of youth, grappling with the shadows of despair and the clutches of substance abuse, remember this. Within you, struggle lies the potential for transformation. Have the courage to rewrite your narrative. For each dawn brings the promise of new beginning. Your heartbeat echoes a profound truth. You are inherently valuable and deserving of salvation. Embrace the resilience to seek help, for in doing so, you unfold a path towards healing and the creation of a brighter, more hopeful chapter in the intricate tapestry of life. On behalf of whole SEMS family, I welcome you all for today's international webinar on the topic suicide and drug abuse in young adults. And to add our guest of honor and today's speaker, Dr. Girisma Natraj. It is a great honor to have you with us, ma'am. We are grateful for your presence.
Thank you very
N-
much, Pratiksha.
yeah, thank you, ma'am. Now, let me introduce today's speaker, Dr. Grisma Natras, to you all. She is a knowledgeable and qualified psychotherapist and counseling psychologist with a proven track record of success in conducting comprehensive psychological evaluations, developing customized treatment plans, and providing individualized psychotherapy to people in need of mental health assistance.
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Okay, so friends, a very heartful namaste to each of you. And I hope this virtual gathering finds you in a good spirits and good health also. So today we come together not just as a participant in this webinar, but as a community for a safe haven where we can share, learn, and grow together. So in the next hour of our journey, I am just going to make you understand, support, and how we can empower our youth today. That is the topic I'm going to talk about because we are talking about suicide, drugs, and all those things in our topic. So, in this space, there's no judgment. I have no criticism, and I want only warmth and acceptance in this webinar, what we are doing today. So, we are here to explore, to unravel the threads of challenges that life may have woven around us, especially for our teenagers and for our youth. So think of this webinar as a cozy gathering for all of us. And this is just in our virtual living room. So we have our experiences to share, we have our things to be talked about, there are stories to be told, and most importantly, everyone has his voice, which will be valued, I think so. So I invite you all, don't get panicked or don't get expecting too much that yeah we'll get some hints and all those things, not at all, my dear. So I want you all just to take a deep breath and live any judgments whatever you're carrying at the door and be there in this room, okay? Because I believe we have to embrace diversity and understanding, and that comes from not only me or who are there in this group right now, but from each and every family who has a teenager or a youth who is navigating their unique journey. So let's build a bridge between empathy and support. Now, very frankly, I just want to share a quick story, okay? Just to make this session a little more memorable and where all of we can actually think about it. So in a small town in India, there's a community which actually thrives on openness and compassion. Whenever someone faced a challenges, be it a teenager or a youth struggling with studies or parents trying to understand their kids, the community comes together. And that you will really find it's a small place in Karnataka. I'm just talking about that place. And to be there, no one felt alone, and every challenges becomes an opportunity for collective growth. So this is the uniqueness of this place in Karnataka. You find that we speak a lot of new languages, and we follow that, okay, we should follow this rules and that. But even today, after so many years of our independence, this place actually rules and speaks in Sanskrit. So I'm just telling you about this. So our webinar is an extension of that sort of spirit. So whether you are a parent or seeking guidance, or a teenager or a youth who is facing the maze of adolescence, or you are going through something which you're not aware of, don't feel that you are all alone. We all are together. We will navigate these waters. What we have feeling, it's creating turbulence. So I would like to say thank you for all of you for being here and choosing this journey with me. So let's diving into this journey. So let's go for it and see what we have to say about it. Okay, so I hope now I'll just start sharing the PPT with you people so that you can understand what I'm going to talk about. So here, okay, so first thing is I want to talk about understanding mental health. What according to is mental health? Mental health, usually we think it's just like a weather outside, and it affects when we think, how we think and how we act. Just the way people are taking so much care of their physical health and they want to look beautiful and all, but when it comes to mental health today also, we are unaware about it. We just ignore it, and we are not taking care of our mental health, just thinking that okay, chalta hai, aise hote aa raha hai, and it's been happening from long time, and nothing new is happening. It gets all right after some period of time. This is how the life goes on. But please understand, mental health has become a concern, and all of us going through this COVID things and all, it has really been our concern that now it's time to get alert, know about it, and be actively connecting our mind and body together to be perfectly fit and healthy. When we talk about our mental health, we are only referring to the health, or we are not only referring to our emotions, but there are challenges, how we can overcome them, how we can cope up with them. Yeah, I just want to share a piece of story of my heart with you. Okay, this session today, I'm making it more like a story and interactive because I really want you to understand that it's not only just a topic to be talked or discussed and left away. We need to work on it. You see, these topics we are developing in today's thing, there are a lot of challenges, and the struggle is very complex because no one just understand this. And I'm not taking this topic just because I'm a psychologist. Please understand this, they are threads which are also in our own life. Okay, as a mother, I have also stood on the age of adolescence with my own child. The joy and the confusion and the endless questions that come with those teenage years, they have really etched in my memory also. I have witnessed the power of open communication and the impact what it can have on a young soul trying to find their ways. So but like many of you, I have also faced shadows. I have seen friends and loved ones grapple with the weight of mental health challenges, and I have felt the ripple effect that, sometimes substance abuse can actually have on our families. It's not just professional for me, but it's also deeply personal. So I want you people to stand and just, understand that this is not just mind and body connection, but it has got, lot of things which we say involves into it, because there is a setback, there is a slipping movements, and the resilience is also needs to be conditioned. So there are findings and balances, and to maintain the positive relations, that is most important. So to find a good health, a good mental health, we need the basic thing what is called as communication. I want you to understand that. So I really feel that, someone who understands the delicate dance of parenting and intrinsic tapestry of human emotions, my motivation is rooted in the belief of one should not feel alone in their journey, especially in navigating and sometimes in a tumultuous path of adolescence. So in this world where the conversation of mental health are so commonly discussing the like a weather, but what does the youth of today feel? Are we really hearing him? Are we really valuing this person in our house or in our friend circles? That vision is necessary. So it needs to be fused. It needs to be fueled with your passion, with the platform of discussions, and to bring in what exactly we want in today's kids or today's youth. So there should be an understanding. Let's explore the challenges what young adult faces today. There are different ones, like there are academic pressures, there are pressures of peers, relationships, and then adulthood. All this stress needs to be understood. Each one of you has your own story, your own motivation to begin with. Whether you are a parent or you are seeking guidance or a teenager navigating through this water, we are all in this together. So let's embark this journey with open heart and share the purpose. So I really want you to understand this, that it's so many reasons involved into it. The impact of this is on our daily activities, on studies, on our relationships, on our physical health, and it's not robustic. So we need to have a conversation that has the power of transformations in life. Breaking the stigma. Here I have mentioned over here of breaking the stigma. Does it really, breaking the stigma means, is it that you have to take a flag in your hand and stand and protest? And no, I think so it is an exploration of unique challenges with our teenagers who are navigating today, whether it's you, me, and anyone. Maybe it's your grandparents also, but we should understand that these youths are the flowers in the garden, and they all are unique. So every flower has its uniqueness, and each one is facing their own set of challenges. In our diverse and dynamic country, the landscape of adolescence and youth is really colored by a myriad of flowers. There is this pressures which I'm going to talk. So let's start on talking about the pressures. There are academic pressures. So what is this academic pressures? They usually find, they start from the 10th grade or maybe the ninth grade, where our parents start, no, you have to come first. You see, your auntie's son got this marks, your person on this floor in our apartment, the neighbor, blah blah blah, he's got 90%, he's got 98%. Why is it? Why can't we understand the needs of each and every flower is different? Some flower blossoms in 1 week, some flowers take time for 15 days also. There are certain plants which start flowering after long years, but we are just, this academic pressures which are going on, they're just developing a looming mountain over our teenagers. From there the things actually starts. The relentless pursuit of grades, the competition, and the dreams sometimes seems to be big. So I would say that many teenagers carry this weight of expectations not just from their parents but also from the society, and often values success in conventional terms. That is the period you will see the teenagers, when they are on that threshold, they're not able to understand and they feel that silence is the best medicine. And in that, they fall for the trap of, like, I won't be able to show my face to my auntie, my mother will feel ashamed. And this is the fact. I'm not saying no. Recently also I've got a case in my clinic where I saw the child was not able to perform. He was being kept in the hostel, and the child was not able to understand. When he came day before yesterday to my clinic, I asked him simply, what is the syllabus you are studying? He was so blank that he was not able to say anything. Only the thing is, my amma wants me to study. But what do you want to study? He doesn't know what he wanted to study or what syllabus he is studying. He is just like, I have to make a lot of money because my amma suffered, and whenever I don't study, she accuses me or she puts pressure on me and all those things. So because of all this, this child was staying in hostel, he started smoking and vaping. So where does all this comes from? It comes from us only. As a parents, as an elder, we are actually not taking our self care. It's a necessity because the child comes from us. He is not taken birth on its own. So the self care, the self practices to understand us and what are we expecting, or how are we nurturing the kids, That is more important, and that can happen only when we talk, when we communicate, when there is a basic practice of understanding things. It is not necessary that sometimes, students who excel good in sports, but they don't feel that constant pull towards prioritizing their academics because sports is their passion. Let them do it. And then it happens like when there is a lot of pressure, there is a conflict between the social expectations and personal dreams, and then these kids either opt the way of suicidal or they fall for the traps of drugs. And today, drugs are available at such a cheaper rate. They are formed in the form of chewing gum, they are in the form of powders which have been sold outside the schools or maybe the colleges. And where I come from, I've seen that they are available in the hostels also for just rupees 500. So I just want you to please understand the stressor starts itself from our own family, from our own house. And is it really necessary? Do think on this. The second thing, what I want to say, the second stressor which I would like to specially emphasize is the peer dynamics or the social expectations. If you see, today's world has become a social media platform, isn't it? The pressure of not fitting into it or fitting into it, and then comes the standards of, overwhelming. Having Instagram reels, how many number of followers you have, the number of posts being liked by all. Are we not chasing all those things? Today's kids or today's youth who are studying in PU first, second, or degree also, if they post something, they want to have 1,000 likes, constantly bombarded with images of what they should be and how they should look and what success should look like. This is how it goes on. And the scrolling on social media, comparing themselves with just, thinking seemingly perfect likes of their peers. This comparison game has led to the feelings of inadequacy and self doubts. And when the self doubt comes, nothing else, you break down. And when you break down, you don't have anyone to discuss or anyone to talk about, because no one has time these days to sit and understand. And there becomes a huge gap, and no one is ready to understand where is it going. So this is the inadequate thing and the self doubts which is pulling towards, the committing of suicides or going for the drugs, because you're left all alone. You're lost, you're completely lost. There is no relationship where you can trust and sit down and talk, and there's no one left to give you a shoulders, because everyone is busy. Everyone is busy in their own lives. So this all societal pressure is again one, the peer pressure, the social media, it's developing all these things. The next one which I would like to talk about over here is again the technology and virtual realities. The digital era has really brought up lots of opportunities and challenges. While technology is connecting us, it is also creating a virtual world wherein the youth often find solace, but sometimes get entangled. There's a practical thing. If you can see the PUBG games or the whale games, the blue whale games, which was so famous, and you saw a lot of kids falling trap for it, and many have committed suicide because they could not be there or they could not, win that game. This technology is good. Virtual realities are okay to one extent, but our life has started moving around it only. So the best thing is spending time seeking validations through likes and comments on these games, on Instagram or social media, is not the world. But people have made this digital world the source of connection, and it contributes of isolation also. The feeling of isolation, because everything what is done is fake. It's like just, trying something to find out where do you land up, what is it exactly, where are your relationships, where are your study is going, just because of all these academic races or because of the expectations and the complexity. Social media comparison everywhere, it is really rising. Young adults are also facing the dilemmas, which path, because seeing the competition going on in this state, seeing the challenges, how it is happening, how it is going, no one is understanding where to begin the first step to provide support. Our goals towards is not just acknowledging the struggle, but to explore the ways where we can foster resilience and create more compassionate environment for our youth. Because bringing all this, the career landscapes and changing the careers and all, opportunities and challenges both are there. So we have to delve deeper into this and understand where the mind diverse tapestry of experience in our youth brings to the table. Each challenge is an opportunity to a new growth and to be together. So understanding with empathy is more necessary. People are thinking, okay, becoming an engineer, becoming a doctor, and suddenly if anyone changes their path, then again it becomes a dilemma. Because why at the age of 40 did you change your career? But no one thinks that this person never wanted the career what he did. He never chose because there was pressure. And when he chose, if he is not able to be successful, then there are thousand fingers, hundreds of eyes focused on him, and he's left alone. And what is left for him? Just to choose the path of silence. There comes the financial pressure. Yes, these days, if you see, so much of things are going taking the financial things also. Like, everyone wants to have a lot of money, credit cards, bank loans, big cars, big bikes, fastest bikes, and all those things. I want to have an iPhone. Why is these all things becoming so much of importance? From students loan to the cost of living, financial pressures are building up so much. For what reason? This all things are really making the kids, or rather the youth, to sit and think. There are kids, there is in this youth in their 20s or in 30s who are earning 35,000, but to impress their girlfriend or to show off in the party with their friends, they want to have 1.5 lakh rupees iPhone. It is a need. Is it a requirement? No one thinks of it. Just because someone has it, and then when the EMI stops getting cleared, the pressure is developed and they are left all alone to go for it. And then nothing, no other choice. They just feel that, okay, here we go, here's the things. No one is helping us. I'm all left alone. And one fine day, you'll find that it's better we commit suicide. Suicide is a complex issue, and it's really becoming more these days because it's being crucial. Because no one, seriously, I'm telling you, I'm repeating this word every time, because seriously, no one has time for empathy. When you start finding changes, recognize the signs. When you're finding someone struggling and withdrawal symptoms in his behavior, please understand this person needs to be supported. You have to be there. Now, you may ask, how can I figure it out whether this person is struggling or he has a withdrawal symptoms? It can happen to your own person, to your brother, to your sister, to your father, to your mother, suddenly getting silent, suddenly withdrawing from the topics, not taking active participation in the regular activities, and the blank face when they are lost. They want to talk, but you feel they don't have that confidence, or they don't want to look into your eyes and discuss, or they don't want to be actively paying attention and just, trying to overhear and be into their world. These are certain signs which I want you to realize that this person needs help. We have to keep our eyes, ears, senses open. Yes, now there's one more contradictory thing of this, there are in our life 9 holes in our body, of which 2 are ears and 2 are eyes. They are sometimes very powerful. Why am I saying very powerful? Because when we see with eyes, that does not mean whatever we see with our eyes is true, and whatever we hear from our ears is true. We have to be very, very careful with our these 4 holes of our body, because there is certain one thing in the center of both of these, that is our brain, our head. We have to understand that from where is it coming, what is it. Just don't believe on the things and what you see and what you hear, and push anyone onto the other side of the road where the person really has to go through a lot and he's left alone. Now, what is drug abuse? What exactly is drug abuse? In simple terms, there is only these 4 reasons what I have mentioned. when you can't cope up, you don't have the coping mechanism, when you're very curious to know about something, and when there's a peer pressure and a stress. So from drug abuse, very frankly, someone is taking it, someone is not taking it. No, it starts with the peer pressure. It really starts with fear, because no one has the things to go and buy them. But if you see, okay, my friend is being happy staying locked in this room, that person is very happy being lonely, and when they interact, most of the kids, they would just go and check out for such type of friends, how they deal their life. Because as parents, sometimes we are busy in our work, we are busy in our life, creating our appraisals, meeting our goals, trying to meet our expectations, and we forget to pay attention to the youth. So I want you to understand that, drug abuse, no one wants to be a drug addict. Everyone here really wants to have a very good life, but they find that solace because it gives them that happiness, that okay, I may not be perfect, but it is giving me a peace of mind where you know I don't have to answer anything. Now we are only talking about suicidal things and drug addicts, but there is also other addictions also. There are sexual addictions, there are prone addictions and all. And this is all because this is all happening in the society because we are not giving that perfect time, that understanding to the youth. We just judge on how they dress up, we just judge on how they are coming up to us, how they are approaching us. Our society has become so much judgmental, and there we fail. It's fine, if there is something, if you figure out someone who is going through certain activities, who has not been discussing or who has not been opening, spend some time, talk to this person, give on an everyday basis, give that limited time, so that that person can open up and talk about his feelings and let us know what exactly is happening. You can be a support, you can be a help, and for that you don't have to be a psychologist or a doctor or a psychiatrist. Just be a person with empathy.
Hello, this came at this college event happening.
Am I supposed to continue? Someone said something in
Yes,
between.
yes, yes, ma'am. You can.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am.
Okay, so I just was saying that we should need a time for everyone. Yes, we all have our works to do, we all have our office targets, our personal life targets. We all want to cover up, we all want to raise up. But the thing is, where is the time? The time is running, and when everything goes off our hand, the person is no more. We all know, all are watching movies. Last year also, not last year, I think so, this year, a Tamil cinestar committed suicide. These episodes have started from 2020 onwards. If you see, big people are committing suicide. They are going into drugs, and their kids have been the good family kids have been trapped into drugs. Why is it? Why is all these things happening? Just question up ourselves, within ourselves, for us, because the answers are within us. We say rehabilitation centers are helping. No, they are not, because they are terming that person as mentally sick. They call that person that he is or she is not fit to be in the society. That's why he is doing this. Last year, I think so, as the year is ending, I'm saying it, last year there were some females in Kerala who committed suicide because they could not meet the expectations of their husband. Why are we pushing these young generations to commit suicide? We are doing it, no one else. We say we are helping the society, we say that no, we are bringing the education. No, we are not actually doing it. And I'm seriously sorry to say this, we are seriously not making them graduate to handle their emotions. Because okay, I've seen many parents or many of the partners or many of the or aging parents coming to me and saying that, okay, our son comes from the office, he just locks the room inside and he does not come out, he does not talk to us, he does not have dinner, or he is not even going for outing or anything. It's very easy to complain, but at least just give a pat, just hold that person's hand and make him talk what is hurting him. And the biggest drawback of our life is we have stopped communicating and we started using the gadgets like this. The emojis are talking too much. There are these chats, WhatsApps, which are not even complete statements, and people misinterpret it. And what happens? Today, life has become very easy because of all these things. Yes, technology is the good thing, but don't make technology the life, and just put a full stop for your life. If you really want to prevent suicides, if you really want to stop this, you or me, I can't do it. Single handedly, we can't. The thing has to be implemented in the schools. It should come from the kindergarten to develop the emotions stronger. Emotions are the key of being a human being. How do we react? How do we feel? That we should be able to acknowledge, that it should be able to communicate. If a girl says no today to any lover or any boy or anyone, the next step is either he'll put an acid on the girl's face, or he'll try to kill her, or he'll commit suicide. Why is this coming up? Because we are only showing the aggression. Love demands sacrifice. Love is something free, which if you love, if you give, it will come back to you. We never teach this. We are only teaching all the practical things, or we teach only the quotations, or some help books which we write, which are actually developed on some demonstrations. We gather some 10 people together of basic natures with basic understandings and all those things, and we judge them. We make a book, we put some 10 commandments for it, but not necessarily those self-help books fit for each and every people. We should understand these 5 fingers are totally different. Every 5 fingers have their own strength. The pinky finger cannot lift 1 kg. To lift 1 kg, we need the ring finger and the pinky finger. And this we fail because whoever is silent, whoever thinks of suicide, or whoever takes the injection helps or the powder helps, the first thing is they do approach the self-help books, because they are not allowed to talk. The taboo that psychology is only for mental people. This needs to be changed. And this changes will come only when we start developing and understanding each and every person from the kindergarten level. Not like, you have come down to grade 7 and we are going to teach you what is the physical touch and all those things. No, it needs to be developed from the childhood itself. Only then you become emotionally strong. You would love to understand and you would love to take the things in a right manner. Otherwise, life becomes just a life to live. I purposely don't wanted to make this webinar as, giving you the tips and points. I really wanted you people to understand from where is it coming. Are we responsible? Is the social culture responsible? Or is the Western countries responsible? No, no one. We ourselves are responsible because we don't understand ourselves. Today, all who are there in this webinar, I would want you to just raise your hands up. I want to ask you all only one question. How many of you are really aware about your emotions? Please raise their hands up. How many of you really know who you are? Could you anyone raise your hands up? And please don't shy off. Oh, I raised the hand up, so somebody's going to judge you. Could anyone would like to answer this question? How many of you really knows your emotions, knows yourself? No one? Wow, that's great. There are certain doctors, there are, I think, highly qualified people also. And no raising hands. Everyone just wants to follow the group, the herds of groups. No one wants to stand outside, isn't it? Wonderful. Thank you, Gansham Garg. Only one person dared to do this. Seriously? So this is what it is. We don't dare to understand us. We don't want to face the things because we just want to follow the herds. ऐसे हो रहा है, चलो हम ऐसे ही करेंगे. हम क्यों अलग दिखे, है ना? हमें लोगों के साथ ही दिखना है, तब हम recognize होते हैं. I appreciate you, Mr. Garg. You can put your hands down. Get up, wake up. 2024 is coming. It's really high time. If you don't recognize yourself, if you don't understand yourself, there's no point in attending this webinars and doing all these things. It's a waste of time for everyone because no one is going to give you any preventive steps. You have to find it out for yourself. And if you're expecting me to give you, why should I give? You should understand what you want from your life. You should be able to check what's wrong with your brother or your sister. Where are we going wrong? Every one of us has that ability. Every one of us has that stamina and capability to stop other person from committing suicide, or to stop other person to landing into this abusive world of drugs. But we don't want to. उसका प्रॉब्लम है यार, करने दे जो करता है. यही एटीट्यूड अपने को मार डालता है. एंड एज अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट, I don't prefer to be a part of that group. I do my best, and I don't think so I'll be the one who can change the entire world. But I want you people, like, if you're attending it with your conscious mind today, wake up. I understand. Only then the prevention will happen. Otherwise, let there be lot of organizations, lot of preventive health measures. Government will spend money. The money is not going to go to the grassroots level. Nothing is going to change in this society, and we will just keep blaming. We'll just be tossing the ball. इसकी वजह से हुआ, उसके वजह से मेरा बेटा मर गया, उसकी वजह से मेरा बेटा खराब हो गया. हम यही करते रहेंगे. उससे ज्यादा और कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. So think over it. I'm leaving you all in this only, without giving you any preventive measures, because I want you people to work on it. I seriously want you people to work on it, because every house, every family has a person who has become silent. And don't take that silence to the introvert. He is introvert, she is introvert. Oh, I see here. No, no, don't do it. It's a kind appeal. Open up. Make that person open up. You will find there is a difference. The person has turned into that because of different reasons, and try to figure out those reasons and try to fix it. We cannot fix it. At least try to improve those relationships, and see, no one will be doing smoking, no one will be doing vaping, no one will be taking any drugs or injections. So I hope I could make you understand that basic things, whatever we do in our life, starts with our way of attending, thinking, communicating, and being empathetic. Try to be empathetic. Give your 15 minutes of the day to that person who really wants to, talk to you, or who really needs your help, and see how things will change. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a wonderful knowledge given by you, ma'am. I hope our audience learned many new things from this session. I would like to highlight some of the points like acknowledge the strength within to confront despair and substance abuse. Embrace the courage to reshape your life story, turning adversity into an opportunity for growth. Each new day is a canvas for hope, symbolizing the potential for positive change. Through courage and resilience, one can create a future filled with hope, positivity, and renewed purpose. Recognize the intrinsic value within yourself, understanding that you are worthy for a better, healthier life. It was very effective for our audience. Again, thank you for joining us and sharing your experience, your precious time and knowledge with us, ma'am. Ma'am, there are a few more questions which our audience wants to be answered. So, with your permission, shall we start?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. So, the first question is what aspects of one's life contribute to feeling of despair or hopelessness?
The first thing I would say this, the hopelessness starts from our house itself. It just starts from the place family. Understand this. When someone starts saying, for example, you may have a brother or a sister, and your parents may say, ये कुछ काम नहीं करती है, सिर्फ खाती रहती है, पढ़ाई करने को बोलो मुंह फुला के बैठ जाती है, इसे तो सिर्फ मेकअप करना आता है ना, वो इधर की प्लेट उधर कर सकती है. What happens? We break the morale of that person, and there starts the patterns of hopelessness. Because understand, these patterns are developed only in the growing age, and they become very prominent by the time they become adolescent or they become youth. So these are not, people say, okay, they became hopeless when they lost the love. No, they were actually wanting that love from the childhood. So certain patterns just comes to highlight when, certain big activities happens in life. That we should understand. This person, for example, a person commits suicide. Why? Because the hopelessness did not come because of the lockdown. It was there somewhere from the growing age, where he might have not been given that one single piece of Cadbury eclairs, or maybe this person had got good awards and all, but it was never been appreciated by the people, their own parents. So when we overlook these small incidents in the growing age, people start shutting and piling up their emotions within them, and then one fine day something big happens, and they take it in such a way that they feel like the world is end. They should not be a participant in this world, and they feel they don't fit into this, and the end result is, you can see, they are in the graveyard.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering this question. And the next question is, what barriers, if any, are preventing one from seeking help, and how can one overcome them?
Can I have your name, please, if you don't mind?
Ma'am, it is me, Pratiksha.
Okay. Yeah. So, Pratiksha, first thing, the barrier is the societal taboo. The barrier is, very frankly, the barrier is that we think that ये सब attitude, चलता है. आज बात नहीं करेगा, 2 दिन इसको खाना नहीं दिया, तीसरे दिन लाइन पे आ जाएगा. We overlook. नहीं, मुझे किचन के काम है, मुझे ऑफिस के काम है, मुझे ये है, वो है. We simply overlook. And if person wants to come and talk also, वो सामने आके बात नहीं कर पाता है, because there is so much of scaredness that if I open this, that I can't study math. I don't want to study 10th standard. I want to do business. No one allows this because we are judged on it. It is been a societal taboo that who is 16 years old, he should or she should attend 10th standard board exam. Why? At the age of 16, can't he not be a businessman? Can't he not make his own, maybe pickles, or maybe some perfumes, or some aromatic oil and sell? Why don't we encourage? We never encourage those things. We just want to follow those beliefs which have been instilled a long back. For example, I just want to give you a stupid example, you may say, and I want someone of you to respond this example. If I say A for, can anyone give me an answer? What does A stands for today? Can anyone chat with me for what does A stands for? Or raise the hand.
Addiction.
Mic will be
Addiction.
Okay, this is a very
A for
simple
action.
A for action, fine. But generally, what are you going to teach your kindergarten child? A for?
Apple.
Exactly. Why is it A for apple? Why not A for addiction? Why not A for abuse? And when you say A for apple, just tell me, today's kid who's there in kindergarten, will he know A for apple as a fruit or A for apple as a mobile phone? Tell me, how can you identify? So where is the mistake? Is it in you? Is it in me? Is it in the beliefs what our parents have installed 30, 40 years ago?
It's basically with us. Because in the present world, we only use this Apple products like Apple laptop or Apple phone. So so any kid knows, oh, A is for Apple, and especially by seeing that Apple picture, they say, oh, Mapa, you're using iPhone.
Apple. Yeah. So this is the common thing, because we are just making a generalization. Is anyone saying A for alligator? Is anyone saying A for attention? Is anyone saying A for alchemist? We want our child to be a scientist. We want our child to be a doctor, an engineer. But the basics are still the same. E is equal to MC square. What does MC means today? What does E means today? We are just doing nothing but just pasting certain impressions which we were taken from the past. We are just pasting it in present, and that becomes the future. So tell me, how can we stop it when there is no hope even to say that, okay, Amma, A for Apple phone, B for boat headphones, are we ready to accept it? C for car, are we ready to accept this? We are not. So why should we say all these things, and why should we act? We all are acting. We are all acting like we are highly educated. We understand psychology, but we are bullshit. We don't understand any psychology. We just understand one thing, that is generalizing. If my child has an ADHD, I don't know why am I shy. And I try to put him into that bracket where all are excellent. And where will the child do? What will the child do? We don't give a hand to that child. That is the important thing. There are a lot of people, around nowadays because of COVID. So many people have come up becoming psychologists, behavioral therapists, you CBT trainer therapist, and all those things by doing short-term courses. Do you understand a man in just 2-3 months of your course? Is it so easy? And when you could not, I asked you only one simple question on this platform: how many of you understand your own emotion? And only one hand raised. So how can you say you understand your people? So there is a big gap in understanding self itself. You cannot understand your partner. And then when they want to take a mental health help also, all sort of rules, regulations, all sort of taboos will come up. And there the system fails. I hope I have answered you to the mark. It was a lengthy one because I want you all to understand learning books, reading self-help books written by some author or by some psychologist or some doctor is not going to help you, because your problem you know better, not in a group. We write books, even I write books, but that doesn't mean that I'm writing anything which is out of the world. We just study some specimens and we make a general comment and write books. Does not mean that Pratiksha will fit into, or Lakshmi will fit into, or Mr. Garg, who all are there, will fit into it. No, because you have your own uniqueness, and that uniqueness needs to be treated in a unique way. And for that, you need an empathy. Just having a short course or just becoming a psychology graduate or getting a degree from a college and just choosing this job or becoming a therapist just to make money will never make you the best person or a best psychologist or a best psychotherapist. Know the root cause. God cannot be there everywhere. Your mind has the power to change your thoughts. If you have that willpower, that is the reason God is there in you. It is not there in temple or the ideals what we praise for or what we worship for. And I'm not an atheist or anything. I truly believe in the energies. But I want to tell you, as a person, we all have these beliefs. Change it, make it according to you, and it is not wrong. If today, for example, again, I'm giving you an example, someone of you wanted to eat pasta, and by mistake, you go home and pasta is there. Why did it happen? Because it was a strong urge of your stomach. You wanted it, you felt it, that I want to eat desperately. And see the coincidence, the pasta has been made at your home and you hog on it like anything, as if you have not eaten pasta anytime. God did not make it. Shankar Bhagwan ne, Ganpati Bhagwan ne nahi banaya. It was your mind, it was your willpower, it was your mindset which wanted it, and that's how it has happened. So change it, yaar. 50 साल पहले A for apple था, अभी A for apple phone हो चुका है. समझो और आगे बढ़ो. You will get a lot of people to help you if you open up in a right sense.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering this question also. The next question we have is, to whom we can reach out for support in times of struggle?
Seriously, first thing is talk to someone whom you trust. Whoever it is, if that person is compassionate, passionate about your friendship, about you as a person, and who has a patience and empathy towards you, first approach him. He or she may not be a professional, but at least that momentary, the emotions which are so high at that particular moment, if you vent it out, you'll feel a little space of breathing, a little space of relaxation. Once you discuss, maybe then you jot down some notes and then you consult some psychologist or a counselor or maybe a general physician also who can talk on it. But only one thing, don't fear that he or she will judge me. When you're choked up, just open up. And even if you don't get anyone now, even if you don't get anyone to open up, go to your room, take a diary, write down in it till you find a right person, and don't waste your time. I'll do it next month. Don't do these procrastinations. Mostly we procrastinate like, no, सामने वाला क्या सोचेगा, मेरे पेरेंट्स को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए, मैं चुपके से बात करूंगा, मैं चुपके से मुंह ढक के आऊंगा, मैं स्क्रीन में ब्लर करके बैठूंगा, मुझे नहीं दिखाना. ये सब बंद करो यार. This should be stopped. If you really want help, go to the people, talk to the people who are professionals. They are the one who can really guide you, because sometimes our own people judge. But suppose you're not in position, at least find that one person who will be empathetic towards you, who is not going to be judgmental towards you. And there will be some other one, let it be your grandmother or a great grandmother also. They may not be able to give you the right advice, but at least they will listen to you, and that will make your stress a little lower, and then you can come down on a conclusion and take a professional help. But I seriously recommend, do take a professional help, which we lack in our country. It is like, if you see in abroad, if they are not able to crack a deal for one single day, the next day they will go to the doctor, they'll go and meet the psychologist. But apne yahan pe, if we are not able to crack the deal, we'll go to the Jyotishi, we'll go to the astrologer, we'll go to the Ganpati temple, we'll go to माता का टेम्पल, 21 दिन आऊंगा, 21 नींबू का हार चढ़ाऊंगा, मेरा ये काम कर दो, शनि दोष है, ये कर दो, वास्तु बदल देंगे. लेकिन साइकोलॉजिस्ट पे जाने के पास, अरे बाप रे, मैं पागल थोड़ी हूं. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. स्टॉप इट. वास्तु, जातकम, हॉरोस्कोप, ऑल इज ओके. ये आपके दिमाग की उपजात है. आपको आपके ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं है, आपके सोच के ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं है. That's the reason you're falling short. It's not the star game. It's not because of astrology or vastu of your house. No God will help you until and unless you don't recognize your own thoughts, your own emotions, where you're going. Only you can say the story. What you narrate to others is a story, and story can be created, destroyed, or it can even be continued in different paths. So understand basic what is your story, because you are the writer of it, not me or no one else. You can create it, and you are only the destroyer if you don't take the right help.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering this question also. There is one more question.
Sure.
How can anyone actively work towards creating a more positive and hopeful chapter in their life?
The best thing is recognizing the emotions, making down your journal on a daily basis. Now, when I say journal, I don't mean to write a story in it, but few things. When you get up from the day, just write your gratitudes for whatever you are today. In the middle of the day, you can just mention what things you want to achieve in your day. And when the day ends, again, go back to the same diary and check which 5 things gave you the happiness and which 5 things you could not complete, and you'll try to complete. Find the alternatives and then close your diary with, again, emotions, gratitudes, and affirmations. Understand, if you really want to be a good human being and you want to achieve your dreams and goals, the first thing is, instead of putting down and holding your unwanted emotions, the negative emotions, try to replace it with the positive one. And the second most important thing is, see the language, how you're talking to yourself. Because what happens, again, here, I'm going to take you a little time. I'm going to tell you one more thing. How many of you say that I'm sad today? Again, I know no one of you are going to raise your hands, but still I want you to raise your hands. How many of us says this? Oh, I'm feeling sad, I'm depressed. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Lakshmi. Can I see a few more hands? The way we talk, I'm having a stomach pain. I'm so depressed. I'm so feeling low today. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you being bold. Good. Only 4 hands, 5 hands. Chalo, I'm happy. At least from 1 to 5, there is an improvement. Thank you, dear. So all of you, Priya, Ritika, Krishanti, Pooja, and Ghanshyam and Lakshmi, all of you, thanks a lot for being active now. It really boosted me and gave me an energy that I'm not wasting my time. Okay, so coming back, tell me which part of your body is sad. Check your body when you have a fight with your partner because the maid has not come on time and you could not cook the entire meal today, and you get angry on your son because he's not done her homework, or you get angry on your boyfriend because he was 5 minutes late and he didn't appreciate you today. You're wearing a beautiful, sexy dress. And then you say, I'm sad. Why are you sad? Which part of your body is sad? Is there any mark of sadness? Pardon?
Mind.
I couldn't hear you.
Basically, the mind which is sad, right?
See, the problem is the way we say sad. No, your body is not at all sad. Your emotions are sad. So why are you putting it on your body? Why are you troubling your body? Understand the logic, यार. आपका सोच sad हो सकता है, आपकी पूरी body तो sad नहीं है. We always say, I'm depressed. आज मेरा salary कम आया. मेरे को ये साल increment नहीं मिला. I'm very depressed. अरे कहाँ के डिप्रेशन भाई, कहाँ है डिप्रेशन, कहाँ आपकी बॉडी छील गई, आपको सैलरी नहीं आई करके. The way we talk is wrong. You can say, today I'm having a depressed emotions. Feel the difference of it. You can say, I'm hurt today because of the negative way my husband responded to me. Change the language, my dear friends. The minute you change the language, you will never fall short to achieve your dreams. The way we talk, we are always saying हमको तो बड़ा आदमी बनना है, लेकिन बड़ा आदमी बनने के लिए क्या क्या करना है वो हमें पता नहीं है. बिकॉज हम यही सोचते हैं उसके पास ये है, उसने ऐसे पैसे कमाया, अंडर टेबल कमाया, इसको घूस दिया और आज वो बड़ा आदमी बना. अरे उसने 10 गलत काम करने दो. व्हाई आर यू फोकसिंग ऑन दोस 10 रॉन्ग थिंग्स? व्हाई कांट यू फोकस ऑन योर फेमिलियर थिंग, व्हाट यू वांट टू बिकम रिच, पुट इन एफर्ट्स ना. मैं पुअर हूँ, मेरे माँ बाप के पास पैसा नहीं था, इसलिए मैं कितना भी कमाऊं मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है. अरे यार, आपकी माँ बाप की स्टोरी अलग थी, आपकी स्टोरी अलग है. आज आप 10,000 तो कमा रहे हो ना, फुक्कट में तो नहीं जाके होटल में पेप्सी और बर्गर खा रहे हो. ये समझो, you are able to afford an iPhone with an EMI because bloody you're earning 1 lakh of rupee. Then how can you be poor? How can you ring and say every time that no, I don't have money? If you don't have money, how can you fill 100 rupees ka fuel in your car? On which basis? So understand, all of you, the way you talk, the way it happens. Change the way you talk. You are never sad. Your thoughts are sad. You may have stomach pain, but the way, oh मेरा पेट दुख रहा है रे, भगवान में मर जाएगा. अरे तुम नहीं मरेगा यार, तुम्हारा सिर्फ पेट दुख रहा है. You can just say my stomach is upset. I'm having cramps in my stomach. Oh, my stomach is paining. In that stomach, there are a lot of things. There are pancreas, there are guts, a lot of things, kidney and everything. And you're showing your big tummy. For what? You got my point. Change the way you talk, because there is no negativity. It is the way we talk, we create negativity. Understand, we all are energy. We all are made of atoms, molecules, and neurons, and it's just exchange of energies. There is nothing called negativity, but it is created by us. How many of you are mother over here and delivered a child? Why? While delivering a child, even those who are not mother also, they would have seen some scenes in movies or in some dramas. The lady yells because it's her next life, it's a new life. तभी आप चिल्लाते हो, लेकिन बच्चे की किलकारी की आवाज आती है वूम से बाहर निकलने के बाद, you start smiling and laughing. Why? Because there is a picture given to us by someone else that pain means tears and happiness means smiling. We are just restricted with our false beliefs, the falseness, what we talk. There are some guys also over here, just want to say, जब आप शराब पीना शुरू करते हो तो आपके गले में बहुत दर्द होता है, जलन होती है पहले दिन, you feel like throwing up, but दूसरे दिन या तीसरे दिन it becomes a habit, because you start liking that pain, and that pain becomes a pleasure, and maybe some of them just go on and it becomes an addiction. So understand, it's our mind which plays the game, because mind does not know what is positive and what is negative. It only knows we have to make it true. So go for it, think on it, and make your things happen, because no one else can make it happen. कोई भी भगवान 36 कोटि भगवानों से भी नीचे उतरे ना, या जीसस या अल्लाह, कोई भी नीचे उतरो, वो आपको पूरा ड्रीम नहीं कर पाएगा. वो आप ही कर पाओगे. अगर आपको करना है तो आप करोगे, नहीं तो बैठोगे आज नहीं मैं कल करेगा, कल नहीं मैं परसों करेगा, और फिर दुनियादारों को 10 लोगों को गाली दोगे, मैंने इतनी सारी किताबें पढ़ी, इट वॉज अ वेस्ट. किसने बोला पढ़ने को? खुद को तो पढ़ो पहले. So understand, everything is your own thought. How do you talk? How do you interpret it? And how do you implement it? You start with gratitude, end with gratitude, start with affirmations, end with affirmations, and give a little pat on your back if you achieve something in that day which brings a smile on your face. There you are. You are ready to go for any war. Win the battle of your mind first, and you will win the war outside. I hope this satisfies all of you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for answering this question. There is one question from my side also, ma'am. Can I ask?
Please.
Ma'am, like in today's scenario, youths are using smoke and drugs just to look cool.
Yeah.
So, what message do you want to pass on to them, or how we can make them understand this thing?
First is, do we understand them? Do we really understand them? How can we make someone else understand them when we don't understand ourselves? Right or wrong, Lakshmi?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's just true. Actually, the challenge is understanding ourselves because
Exactly.
once we understand, but in the other time, when we think of, oh no, this is not we are, we again go back to the first stage.
Yes, because what happens, it is again a thought. As I said, it's a peer pressure. We always want to look cool. Now, see, many people look at me, oh, she will be very modern and we can talk any bullshit in front of her. But the same person is also very traditional. And this person knows the limits. I may look very bold, I may look very talkative, I have a lot of answers and all those things, but I am also a soft person, I am also a traditional person because I know myself. So I can convincingly talk to you people without having your name or your face because I know me. I study myself and I can deal with others. But if I go and try talking to any youth today and tell him, no, 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 do this, do that, why should he listen to you? What have you done? Have you ever taken a challenge in your life that you want the other person to listen to you? You never, because you always wanted to be a part of herd. So when you understand yourself, when you become an inspiration for yourself, 100% you can convince others also to stop that thing because you implemented it. You got it. You have your story to tell the opposite person. But if I sit here and tell the other person, for example, Pratiksha is there, I tell the story of Lakshmi, how will Pratiksha like it? Because it is not my story. You got it. If you want the youth to understand that they should not get into all these things, first is understand who is forcing the youth to go into it. Are we trusting them? Are we giving that the space for them? We have to understand that. First, when we start implementing this, obviously you can convince the opposite youth. You can. It is going to be difficult because they have their ideologies, they have their passion, they have their feelings. So to meet their feelings, to come to their level, you should forget those beliefs which was instilled in you 40 years back or 30 years back. You should come with power with their thought process. Only then you can break this loop. Otherwise they will go into the negative loops always, because when you are not convinced on what you want to talk or how you are going to teach them, they will raise questions and they will fix you with their questions, and you have no answer to tell them don't do this because you're not a part of them. Try to be a part of them, their emotions, their thought process, leaving what you learned, what is your degree, what is your qualification, which house you belong, which culture you belong. Forget that. Connect with them on their emotions and see how they will not change. And why am I saying so? Because I've done this with few clients and they are more close to me more than their mother. They sometimes say, we will call you for our marriage. We have, you have given us the platform of finding ourselves. So today I feel important in their life because they have given me that position, that whatever it is, my parents don't understand me, but Grishma ma'am, we will come to Grishma ma'am only. I don't want to talk to my amma, I want to talk to Grishma ma'am. Why did they come to that level? Because I started understanding them. I may not give that time to my own son, but I'm giving it to the others. That doesn't mean that if I'm not practicing in my house, but whenever I want, the responsibilities are shared. If I'm not giving time to my son, it can be my partner who is giving that time to my son to make him understand. And when we shuffle the positions as parents, obviously the kid is going to understand, the teen or the youth is going to understand. It should not be like, okay, the father is the Hitler, if you don't do this, I'm going to complain to your dad, and then the youth or the teenager or the adolescent becomes an rebellious person and will fall for those things. Don't do that. Whenever required, change the roles. Be a role model, but a role model with emotions, the right emotions. And see, you can hold on the youth from going into drugs or on the path of suicidal path.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all these questions.
Thank
That
you.
was a yeah, that was a very good piece of advice. Again, thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide additional support to you. Please follow us on our social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel for new learning. Thank you so much for cooperating. Stay connected to us for new learnings. I, Pratiksha, your host for the day, signing off. Have a wonderful day. Thank you everyone for joining us.